I'd like to call this meeting in order. Please rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yeah. You want to bring that up? Okay, roll call, please. Here. Yes.
Ms. Kelly? Here. Mr. Borough?
Here.
Mr. Shapiro?
Here.
Mr. Murray?
Here.
Mr. White?
Here.
Mr. Long?
Here.
Mr. Dazor?
Here.
Ms. Straley? Here. Also President Chesney.
Okay, thank you, Chief. All right, public notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act has been given by the clerk in the following manner. 1, posted on the bulletin board in the Borough Clerk's office on January 8, 2025, and 2, emailed to the retrospect and current post on January 8, 2025. First is approval of minutes. A motion is ordered to approve the minutes of the May 27th and June 3rd meetings submitted by the clerk, as each member has received copies of the same. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Ms. Kelly. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Murray. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we have first reading for ordinance 2508. This is amending chapter 153, 15 fees in the Borough of Runnemede. This is, I'm sorry, I didn't have it ready. All right, this is for minor subdivisions, major subdivisions, commercial site plan. This is all for the planning board. And for updating the tax maps, which is extremely important. Would someone, okay, this portion of the meeting? No, this is first reading, I'm sorry. Was there a motion, any questions on this? Is there a motion to adopt on first reading?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second? Motion by Mr. Murray, second by Mr. White. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Kelly? Yes. Mr. Borough?
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
Five ayes.
All right, we'll have our public hearing next meeting. Resolutions. There's only a few, so I'll just do them one at a time. Resolution 25104, authorizing the cancellation of property tax for a permanently disabled veteran. Would someone like to make a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Someone second.
I'll second.
All right. Motion by Ms. Kelly, second by Mr. Barrow. Roll call, please.
Ms. Kelly? Yes. Mr. Borough?
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
Five ayes.
All right, that resolution is adopted. Resolution 25105, endorsing the housing element and fair share plan as adopted by the Runnemede Borough Planning Board. So Mr. Shapiro and I were at the meeting that evening. I think it went very well. It was explained to us very well by box office. It was Candace. What's Candace's last name? She did a great job explaining it, just so everyone here understands. The process that we're doing is under the new rules, fourth round rules. We're basically saying that we are embracing this 59 needed affordable housing units. There's a formula that helps us figure out how we can help someone obtain these units, either through refurbishing properties or new properties being built, or any type of plan that could come to the borough. Quickly, it'll be on our website, the adopted plan, which shows, the entire analysis of our community for this. And that the planning board, like I said, it was very positive. It's an opportunity for us to maybe do something. But I think the bigger issue is the fear that I had, and I believe a lot of municipalities had, is if we don't follow the rules, we can get penalized if we don't follow the rules. So we're following the rules. But Runnemede is a built-out community. There's very few tracts of land left. They identified 2 tracts of land, and both of them are on 9th Avenue. There aren't any other tracts other than redevelopment. Did I miss anything, Rich? I mean, it was good. Okay, so a motion is in order to endorse, pass this resolution that has to be sent up to the state. Someone like to make a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Shapiro, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Murray. Roll call, please.
Ms. Kelly? Yes. Mr. Borough?
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
Five ayes.
All right, that resolution is adopted. Resolution 25106, authorizing the refunding of a planning board escrow funds, Dollar General. Just to answer this question for everybody, people give money for us to pay our lawyers and our engineers to do the inspections for new buildings in town that have site plan approvals. Any money that is not used, they are entitled to it back. But the law amazingly says they have to ask for the money. So we only get, if you notice, we haven't done this that often, only because people, either they pay exactly what they owe, or if there's a balance left over, they have to ask for the money. How much is the money that's owed to?
651.37.
Okay. And so what we do is we make sure everybody's paid, everything's paid on this, and then we close the file. Would someone like to make a motion on this?
I'll make a motion.
Mr. Farrell, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Shapiro. Roll call, please.
Ms. Kelly? Yes. Mr. Farrell?
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes. Yep.
All right, that resolution is adopted. Resolution 25107 is, this is the CCMUA agreement. As everyone knows, the 97 homes in town plus the 15 residents in Barrington are all subject to the sewer extension project. There's a cost sharing between us and Barrington for some of the work, but the CCMUA, because this is our project, is waiving all connection fees for, is it 2 years? Is that what it says?
Yes.
2 years upon completion. So they've adopted it, we're adopting it. The homeowners will still have to apply to CCMUA, so they will get bills, but the fee will be waived as long as they connect
In 2 years.
before the 2-year time limit is up. And the time limit,
Connection fee, not usage.
connection fee, yes. The connection fee only. As soon as they connect, they'll pay a usage fee to us and to the CCMUA. Did you have a question?
When is the last time that they can do this?
So it's a floating date.
Oh.
It's basically, once the engineer deems the project substantially completed and people can connect, that's the time frame. Am I saying that
We
correct?
don't know when, but we don't know when that
We
floating
don't know
date.
exactly when that is, but once the pumps get turned on and he inspects it, that will be the date. And we will send a letter out to all these homes. We've already been drafting a letter. We've already got the application together.
That's great.
They will have a letter stating the day, and it will also state the last day they can connect. Because if somebody goes 1 day past,
Make sure it's
It's
big enough, because a
done.
lot of the people that I deal with down there are elderly, and they can't read small letters, so make sure it's
what
big
font,
enough.
what font size do you think we should be?
I think you should do a 48 font.
Bigger the better. No,
48
please,
font.
please.
Eleanor, we're doing our best to communicate to these people. And as our attorney would say, ignorance is no excuse to the law here. We're doing our part.
This is something critical because septic tanks it becomes a contentious, controversial
Sure,
issue.
sure.
And we were able to negotiate a good deal with the CCMUA to waive the connection fees. Because if you look at the rule, it's kind of close and a little ambiguous. So they had to be prodded a little bit. They were very helpful in the process, but this is a one-time opportunity for folks with septic.
And we've been saying it for years.
Without a connection fee.
Years we've said it. We would never even done this project if CCMA didn't help us out.
Just
Maybe
make
right.
sure that when the letter goes out, it's readable for old.
Size
people.
48 font, Mrs. Kelly, promise.
Would someone like the motion to approve?
I'll make it.
Motion by Mr. Prout. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Murray. Roll call, please.
Ms. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Farrell?
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
All right, that resolution is adopted. We have 2 walk-ons. We have 25108, it's on here. Billy Myers, Senior Repair 1. Any promotions have to be done by council. This is contractual. He obtained his license, so now he has moved up. So per the contract, he's entitled to his pay increase. Would someone like to make a motion to approve this?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. White, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Murray. Roll call, please.
Ms. Ms. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Farrell?
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
All right, so that takes effect. And then we have one more walk-on. This was discussed at the caucus meeting. This was a paper street that the borough was not quite aware that we had a paper street. So we are going to do a quit claim deed,
I wouldn't even call it that, it's more a paper parking, portion of a parking lot.
part of a parking lot. So, but for some reason, during the title search, the survey, I'm assuming it showed up that it's owned by the borough. So we are selling it for $1 to the property owner.
It's probably 99 cents more than we should have gotten for
And we
it.
didn't know we owned it. And
So who's buying it?
The owner so that they can sell. So this building is.
Roll-up's been there for 70
Yes,
years.
they're attempting to sell. When they were doing their due diligence, they found out that these two portions of the parking lot were not owned by them, but rather the borough. They file an Oprah request with Beth. We didn't know it was owned by the borough. As far as anyone can tell, it goes back to some conveyance from the 40s.
Is this Washington Brothers? Are they
No,
the ones that
no,
own the
Ruoff.
Ruoff.
Oh,
Isn't there a
So
long
Harry
time?
Williams is right there. It's right on the corner there, and it is this part of the parking lot, and then this unpaved part. So
Now, there could be an added assessment, because now they own this little 25-foot by whatever piece of land, so we need to make sure there's an added assessment on there. Is there a deed consolidation, or anything like that, or lot consolidation?
I believe so.
Okay. Well, if there's any other questions on that, would someone like to make a motion to approve? Indeed. Motion by Mr. White, is there a second? Second by Mr. Shapiro. Any other discussion? So yeah, it's really something that's just paperwork. I don't think there's nothing nefarious.
No.
We're just gonna clean up our tax maps, and we'll clean everything up so it's shown up. Roll call, please.
Ms. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Farrell?
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
All right. That resolution is adopted. Do I have to sign it here?
You do, yeah.
Okay, committee reports. Mr. Merrick.
I'll refer back to our caucus meeting report.
Okay, thank you. Public safety, Ms. Kelly.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, our police department was super busy this month. They had 1,062 calls for service, 20 motor vehicle accidents, 262 traffic summonses, 38 arrests, 13 hours of overtime, and no Narcan deployments. Thank you, Chief, that's a great report.
Welcome.
And I'll do the fire department now. Okay.
I'm sorry, was there?
We had 46 calls for service, 39 within Runnemede, 7 mutual aid, and no time in Runnemede did we require any mutual aid. We submitted 2 claims in June for reimbursement for supplies that we expend at an automobile accident. And so far, we've received $899 of the claims that we've submitted. So this reimburses the fire department for the expenses when they go out and they put the dry oil, the sand that dries the oil on the ground, and whatever else they do to preserve the driving road, the road, to keep it safe. The fire marshal had 67 inspections, collected $2,995, and there were no fire investigations. And year to date, there were 10. That's interesting. Residual EMS billing for May and the year totaled $999.10. This is when we had another billing company for our EMS. We're still collecting fees many years later. Okay, we are in a shared service with the Barrington Ambulance Association, and we share that service with Barrington and Haddon Heights. They handled 281 calls during the month of June rather. 89 in Barrington, 53 in Haddon Heights, 100 in Runnemede. In the Runnemede dispatch time, they were here in 7.10 minutes. And that's my report, Mayor. And do you want me to do the...
Yeah, please, Ms. Passio, she had asked if you could read that.
Well, July 4th is supposed to be the best day of the week. The temperature will be about 85, so come out, enjoy the parade, and it will be a wonderful, wonderful time. I understand she has like six or more string bands going to be performing, and that's only part of the parade. So please, come out.
Well, let me just add, are you going to read about the 9:30 a.m. bicycle parade?
Yeah,
You
I got all
that?
that. I'm just doing a little hype.
All right, do a little hype.
I'm good at that. February 3rd, there's going to be fireworks in Barrington. So that starts at 9 o'clock, and they are always fabulous. We help Barrington with the cost. So please, get over to Barrington and enjoy the fireworks. On the 4th, at 9:30, there'll be the bike parade. So have your kids decorate their bikes and come and win prizes. At 10 o'clock, the Women's Club is hosting the baby parade. And that's for children under 5 years old. So decorate them up, have them come in their pretty strollers all done up, and win prize money. And 10:30 is the pet parade. Now this is something new, we've never had this before. So it promises to be quite interesting. I've heard from a lot of the women in town that they are bringing their pets, and the pets will be very patriotic, and you'll win prizes for that too. Now the main parade, and this is where our gentleman up here will be parading with members of the county commissioners who are coming to parade with us. So enjoy the parade. It starts at 1 o'clock. At 12:30, they'll have the judging of the antique cars, and that will be in front of Toyota. So you can look at those beautiful cars. And they also will be in the parade, and there will be money prizes for them, as well as the best float. So it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful time. The whole day is just so exciting. Then afterwards, the VFW is hosting hot dogs and hamburgers and a regular barbecue for everybody. So it's going to be a wonderful time.
Thank you. All right, so that was Mrs. Passio's. Great. Engineering.
Thank you, Mayor. I just have a few things. Mitchell Avenue, base bid and alternate bid 1 was awarded to South State. Contracts are being executed and pre-construction was held on May 28th. The notice to proceed is being held up until NJAW completes the water main, which I think is done, right, Mark? That's all done. Yes, and water installations within the project limits. Also, recreation improvements grant for RYAA. Field improvements base bid was awarded to Vulcan Construction Group in the amount of $90,310 per resolution 2571. Contracts are being executed. Bob Associates are scheduling pre-construction meeting. We also are coordinating with NJAW regarding a water main offset required to avoid a conflict with the location of the proposed drainage pipe. All the rest is progress.
You are busy.
Yeah, that's good,
A
yeah.
lot going on.
And how about, I'm sorry, Mary.
Something else?
No, just Davis Road, how nice it is riding down there.
Oh, what a blessing.
Almost there. Almost there. Okay, Public Works, construction. You got 2 times now, I know.
Harry and you guys are getting ready for the 4th of July, doing a good job. They're all set up for that. And I'll just refer back to Paul this for Public Works.
Okay. All right, thank you. Parks and Rec, Mr. Shapiro.
Let's see, softball had a good season. They'll start their fall ball at the end of July. Baseball's kind of winding down. They had 4 district teams this year. I think first time they had district teams all by in about 8, 9 years. It's been a while.
That's great.
So they had 2 coached pitch teams, 1 8 through 10 team, and 1 12-year-old little league team. I think the only team still in is one of the coach pitch team. They canceled their game today.
Yes, sir.
And they had a game at 6:30.
Tomorrow.
It's tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, still in Blackwood?
Yes, sir.
6:30?
Yep.
And their basketball season is something that's going on, they had a big number this year, you know, so the rest is progress.
Okay, thank you. All right, solicitors report. Anything else?
I do have something. We spoke last week about the public notices law
Yes.
and how they are shifting away from newspaper publications to online publications. This was prompted by when the Star Ledger indicated that, yes, that's
Sorry
what it
about
was.
that.
Thank you. Okay, how dare you?
How dare you.
Announced it would cease printing back in February, along with some of the other smaller papers, which left certain municipalities with no newspaper at all. So I think that was the final death knell as to that. So by March 1st, 2026, we will be required to publish or advertise official notices on our website. Digital publication is optional, but I feel like we already do that anyway.
Can we start earlier?
We can.
Can.
Yes.
They're doing some training in the next couple of weeks about this. The league and the Mayor's Association are all talking about this. And maybe, I'm sure the Clerks Association cares.
So, right, it goes into effect immediately. Beginning January 1st, 2026, we will still have to publish an advertisement twice a month in online news outlets. And the ads must include links to our legal notices webpage. It also indicates that the websites need to be free and accessible, where the legal notices are, which we have, but it must be placed conspicuously on our website, so kind of front and center
It's a front page.
type of thing. Definitely on the home
To the
page,
homepage.
and in a place that's easy to find.
So
38 print.
So we do that. So we do that now, like we have, the first thing you see are the meetings, the upcoming meetings, but then on different pages, like on my page, you might see,
Right.
there's an agenda and a minutes page, so instead it's all gonna be on one, is that what they're saying? Like, we would have a public notice?
No, it's got to be, so it's all public notices now. That's going to be encompassed into that. It's going to make your life a lot easier. So I think it's going to be public notices, and then the way I have read it and have envisioned it, but I would defer to really what others are doing, and I think the guidance that we get from the top down is subheading. So public notices, meetings, foreclosures, 200-foot notificate, like that sort of thing. Yep, that's a good time for that. So that's going to be,
Towns are going to be doing this, so.
it's going to be a pretty drastic change, and I think I read somewhere that newspapers received $80 million in ad revenue. So I think this might be the final knell for the printed newspaper. This was the only thing that was keeping it afloat. And it's tough, but I think it's the reality, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it. So,
Okay, thank you.
thank
So
you.
what do we publish now?
Retrospect mostly. And then current.
Retrospect
And current.
and the current.
The problem with both of them is they have limited times when we can put an ad in. Courier is what, before Tuesday at 5 o'clock?
I do that on Friday, so who knows, or Thursday.
Thursday, you couldn't meet the
I
deadline,
have
so.
like 20 minutes to get it in for Tuesday, even though they.
Oh, that's why I got it backwards, so.
Today, so.
That's crazy.
Retrospect is by 10 mark on Wednesdays.
And in the old days, you could do it every day. And
Right.
they just slowly weaned us off.
It's been, so the newspaper publishing has gone down as technology has gone up. We see more government is moving faster, still slow. So I just want to make sure the people to my left and my right directly. I think I'm saying in any way move fast, but it was one of those things that there was a real tension between the pace we operate and the ability to advertise these things. And how often, every couple months, you and I would have a conversation. We can't get this ordinance in. We want to advertise for the special meeting. We can't get this in because of this deadline. And it kind of made it a little
And
unpractical.
it cost us a second meeting we could have avoided.
Oh, that's expensive.
So I think it's going to be good, and I think there's going to be some opportunities, I think, because you still need this public notice search area where contractors can go and see where we're notified. So I'm sure there'll be something that's going to make it easier for people to find stuff. But I think it's perfect timing, us doing the website. It's kind of ironic that we're doing it.
Okay.
Was there anything else?
That's all I have there. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Engineers report, Mr. Bayshore.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Tonight in my report and writing, Bob did a good job covering a lot of it. I do have a few updates on some other projects. The ADA bathroom addition at the Harry Williams building, we met with the engineering committee last month, and we're currently revising the plans based on that meeting. And our architect and our MPD consultant did a site survey to figure out where we're going to get electric, water, and gas for the addition. So as soon as the plans are finalized, based on the meeting and our site visit for utilities, we'll get that project down to bid. And then Bob covered that project. Bob. Yeah, the only thing I want to add for the ROI baseball field improvements, that pre-con meeting has been scheduled. It's for next Wednesday, July 9th. And American Water has been invited. We found that there's a water main that runs where Constitution continues as a paper street. So we had a conflict that we weren't aware of. So American Water is aware of that already because they were at our pre-con meeting for Mitchell, and they've already agreed that they're going to do a water main all set for us.
Oh.
And the NJDOT municipal aid application, we did get our application submitted for Mitchell Avenue Phase 2 and Johnson Avenue Phase 2. At the last week's caucus meeting, we passed a resolution in support of that, $25.99. I just got to get a copy of that from Beth so that I can submit it to DOT. We have till July 31st to get that submitted, so we're in good shape. Our architects have been working with Shelley and Harry regarding building plans that they can come up with evacuation map postings. So they're proceeding with that. And you already talked about affordable housing and Candace was at your June meeting, and you passed a resolution tonight in support of that. The municipal ball field lighting, we did get proposed layout from Musco, so we're in the process of preparing plans, and we've got to get our MP&E out there for the electrical layout, and we'll be getting that project.
What fields are going to be lit?
I don't know in my heart, I don't write it down. We're looking at the senior baseball field, if I remember, the girls softball, the small soccer field, I think is the basin.
The major fields. That's the top tier, and then we're looking at everything.
And then there's an adult.
You know, add alternates. So we have our top 3 fields, and then add alternates depending on where the money goes.
And we're going to put in.
We're going to do all the design work
We're
now.
going to design the panels to take the future loads. So
Yes.
that's what we need to get the layout from. And we'll proceed with that project.
Are we paying for that, Mayor?
So we've already borrowed the money. We put money aside at the beginning of the year to do the additions, all this stuff. Now, we only have a certain amount of money, and we're going to see where it goes. So, you know, that's kind of where we're at. Shelley always reminds me that all these wish lists, there's only so much money.
And the last thing Bob touched on, Davis Road was paved, and the side streets were all paved, so that's good for the sewer extension project. Just working with the contractor now to get the schedule for getting the fences reinstalled at the pump stations. The final landscaping has to be done, although July is not the best time to be putting grass and plants in, so we'll figure out what we're going to do with that. And working with the police chief and the Barrington police chief to locate 2 radar speed limit signs. And as soon as we get that confirmed, I'll let the contractor know where to put those in. And I also have to schedule a quarterly review meeting with DEP, so I'm going to see when Shelley's available next week, possibly let them know when we have that meeting. So we generally have a review meeting here, and then we go out to the site, so I think he's going to be happy with the progress we made out there. And that's everything I have, unless people have any questions about anything.
We're doing well with the DEP, right? All that is.
We are. The quarterly meetings are required for S&D compliance, the contract compliance, the project compliance. This is just
It's just a
quarterly
formality.
compliance.
Okay, almost done. Okay.
See the light at the end of the tunnel.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, none? Superintendent, he's not here tonight. You have that?
I'm trying to add it, this usually gives.
All right. Well, let's just keep moving on. Payment of bills. Would someone like to make a motion? Oh, did you have something? See, you should put Shelley.
I do have something to talk about.
Oh,
On May 27th, we passed a resolution to participate in the Local Efficiency Achievement Program grant. It's a LEAP grant that we participated with Summerdale, Haddonfield, Pine Hill, Magnolia, and Laurel Springs as a part of our shared course. We were awarded $187,500 from the state as a part of that resolution.
very good.
So that will help to contribute towards all of the projects that we have already done as of September 1st and projects that we will be doing moving forward as part of that shared.
So reimbursing us for the work that we've done on this building, but then also finishing things, redoing these chairs, changing the dais a little bit, maybe the rugs, different things like that. You know, we got to get this room back and things like that. So, but I think it's great. It's awesome. I mean, it's tremendous. And they offered us this money from the beginning when we wanted to do this. And So it was great that we got it done, and I give Shelley a lot of credit only because Summerdale had started the project, but we were the ones who did most of the work. So it's a weird agreement we have with them. They're the lead agency, yet it's our building, everything, the chief is involved. So we have to evaluate this in the future, how we want to keep moving forward with this court and see how.
Is this every year we'll get this money?
No, this was just to help us do the combining.
Right.
But hypothetically, if we were to add another town or make any change to the
Then
agreement, we could go back to the state and say, okay, we're bringing in, we are going to bring in Tavistock, not that they have a lot of court cases, but there's opportunity for us to offset any costs. Anything else? Chief, did you have anything?
Yes, speaking of, I don't know if I told everybody, I may have, but as of this month, starting this month, I met with Judge Shinberg. They let him know a few things, and he agreed with me. There's going to be 2 Zooms going forward and 2 in person.
Okay.
So
that'll make a difference.
yeah, and I told him I would really like that. He was no problem.
Okay.
It works good. It keeps the track.
Yeah.
I actually did get my first complaint that they changed the scheduling where they brought everybody in at the same time. And we had a lot of people here at once.
That's something that the court scheduled.
They may, okay. So you can stay on top of that.
Yeah, I haven't heard.
Yeah, they have to spread out their scheduling.
Can I say they do a really, really good job in there?
Good.
The whole thing, for as many people come in the building, it really flows well with everybody, judge, Andy, the ladies, everybody, the officers. It's good.
Chief, when we're in person, can you give me an average of how many people are here during that time? Is it like 200,
Yeah,
150?
they schedule something around there, but sometimes there's other people in here, but the lawyers come in at a certain time. The traffic's first, then criminal, then the lawyers, but they do a good job. They really do. And you would think like, oh, but they really do a good job. The judge, from Andy to the moving the paperwork to the judge streamline, they do a really good job.
Good.
Really.
Great. All right. Anything else? Okay. Sorry about that. Payment of bills. Would someone like to make a motion to pay
I'll
them
make
off?
that motion.
Motion by Ms. Kelly. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Murray. Roll call, please.
Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Borough?
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
All right, the bills are paid. Did I forget anything? Okay. Because we do walk-ons, and this is our only time to get things done. All right, then, good and well. This portion of the meeting is open to the public. Anyone wishing to speak, please come to the microphone, state your name and town of origin. Please.
Mayor, Chief. My name is Ed O'Brien. I live at Railroad Avenue in Runnemede. I'm here for a couple of issues. One is the path that's directly across the street from my house. Cars go up it, motorcycles go up it, they cut across. There used to be 2 signs at the blacktop from the street. They're gone. I don't know where they went. They've been gone for years. If I'm out there, I can't run. I can't see a license plate, so I yell. And I'm not nice when I yell. I'm afraid somebody's going to get hit. Okay? Probably since April, 4 cars, 1 motorcycle.
Okay.
They just come down second, they go right up. I think somebody broke one of the plum trees that are growing there, just BS.
Ed, do you want to take a look at that with Harry? Maybe we can put, what do you think, a bollard?
Good idea, look at you.
We'll take a look at it. Maybe we could put it's like a concrete bollard or something like that?
There used to be 2 signs, but I don't know what happened to them. It was like,
Signs for that.
yes, not a whatchamacallit, throughway or whatever.
We can come up with something to stop it.
Yes, and then like down on the corner, not on the corner, the end of the street, it's now turned to dirt. I mean, people coming up, they turn around there, they're rolling in the grass, it looks like hell.
All right, let's come take a look at it.
And they were doing the Reimagine Runnemede on the pike,
Yep.
but I come out my door and I see dirt and mud in the rain, The path has a big crack in it too. I know it's petty, but somebody's gonna fall.
All right.
It's got
So we'll take a look at that. Did you hear that also the path has maybe
It's
something?
got a couple cracks. I took pictures, like 3 or 4 inches, and now I know I tripped over one. I tripped at one when I wasn't paying attention. So, that's right there, That's cool, I appreciate that. Path, I'm sorry. My street has a few potholes in it, really big. Like right on the edge of the curb across the street. And you just see dirt. I mean, I don't know what happened I think it was few years back when the gas company dug up the street to put gas lines to the houses. They really did a hell of a job not fixing it. You know, there's cracks all over the street. I know there's only 4 houses on my street, but I live there. You know, I still trim the grass that's growing across my street. I still do that in front of my house, my property lines, because I think it looks nicer, you know? And I know that's a code for the rest of the people on my street too, but code enforcement, but it just trying to make everything look nicer. I've been-
Not a problem, we've got equipment to do potholes, we just, you know.
Yes.
South Jersey Gas was within the past years or two?
No.
See, I think it's about years ago, it wasn't that project,
No, I'm going back.
it's going back, and it's,
I'm trying to see if we get.
now, if you
I'm catching
remember,
up. My brain's catching up to things, you know, and it's the first time I've been here in years, you know, in here.
I know what you're talking about, but Mark, that was a different,
Yeah.
I don't think that was on the railroad.
I did call facilities, and they fixed the pothole at Second Avenue in Bowers, which was big too. So they may have mistaken which one, but I'm glad they fixed that one too.
Sure.
You know, and just to make it look.
We'll go down railroad, we don't, you know, dead end streets, I don't drive down your street often.
Nobody does. Well, no, I shouldn't say nobody does. But
Yeah, me and Mark were just on that street.
Where are you guys on railroad?
Yes, check that out.
I even had a utility service pickup truck come from the street to the right of me, come up across the path, and by the time I looked, I'm like, you couldn't have done that. And he did. He cut across the path and went up railroad to Second and went through Bowers.
What?
Uh,
People cut through anywhere, won't they?
It's, and you know, it's, my cameras go off, they see it, and it's like, come on now. I mean,
Not a problem.
I appreciate that. And second, I want to give $100 to that property, that parking lot, instead of $1. Okay. But anyway, I appreciate it. I wish I came more, and I didn't. I'm the fault too, because I look at this.
Well, I will say this, one of the things we're trying to do, just so you're aware, if you haven't been here in a long time, is the new website, we're trying to get people to use the website, will allow to, you know, report a pothole, report a street light, all those kind of things that help the police department, public works knows what's going on. And then, once again, we are trying to live stream the meetings so that kids, well, then, you know, you're free to come here and talk, we don't mind.
I hate so.
You're always free to call too.
Exactly. No, I appreciate it. Now, those were my concerns. And the path was a big one, you know, and I try to pick up the trash that's on there, but maintenance cannot.
And we appreciate you keeping up with that area back here.
You know, people are probably nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mr. O'Brien, one other thing, if you see the vehicles on cutting through or on the bike path, please call 911.
Okay, I try and get their license.
I know, but just call 911. We got a guy right there, John, on the spot, please call 911.
I will then.
Maybe
Okay.
a guy close.
I'm thinking that, God, I can't see the license.
Nah,
I
don't
can't
worry
even
about it.
tell
It
the
could be
car.
right there.
You're better off making that call,
Okay.
and in the meantime,
And it can
having
be
one of them get
documented.
out there quicker.
Then you identify
I
it.
actually walked on the path when they were driving and stood in the middle of the path. And like, you know, I walked up, you gotta, what are you,
Don't do that.
No, and we can document it too.
you
When you
know?
call 911, it's
I
not.
can get a close look at the license.
Yeah, I got it.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
I never did have a second.
Yes, sir.
No, they're gonna.
Never turn around.
Thank you. Chuck Gerber, 25 Plaza. I need somebody to explain that 25-104 resolution canceling the property tax for veterans.
So, Beth, maybe she can help me out, but it's a state law that if you are a permanently disabled veteran as identified by the VA, as long as we get the letter from the VA basically telling us this, you don't pay property taxes. You wanna-
That's exactly it. The state
Right.
allows for that, and then it's, I don't know. the-
We get reimbursed from the state, so the borough doesn't lose any money, but the state compensates us for giving permanently disabled veterans,
I believe if you touch base with Bill Sampolsky's dad, the commander, he helps people out with that.
I don't deal with him. I deal with a service rep that goes there on Thursdays.
That's who you need to talk to, yeah.
Denise, I'm 10% short of 100. And I read that wrong. Now, the fun part, and I talked to the chief earlier about St. Clair and the Wellness Center. they still make the right-hand turn coming out of there. You have not done anything. My neighbors have put up cones. There's 2 big signs, no right-hand turn. There's a big sign that says one way. They still make the right-hand turn. The added traffic going to the dispensary off of Plaza to St. Clair, there's potholes, the street's getting all tore up.
Can I interrupt you for a second? What do you think about us making it a one-way street? Because, let me just tell you, the cones that are being put out there are being put out there illegally. The one-way signs that are being put out there are illegal. And I'm leaning, Chuck, let me just tell you, I'm leaning to making the street one-way. Because I want to
There's
end
a
this.
one-way sign out there. When you come out
It's not
there.
a legal one-way sign. You're asking the police department to do something that they don't have the right to do. Now, they can enforce the no right-hand turn, but they have to physically be there for that to happen. And
Oh, we went at it the other day, my neighbor and I, and the guy.
so here's what I'm gonna ask you. And I'm
He
gonna,
even turned around and came back around the
so Chuck,
block.
here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send a letter to everybody on your street, and we're gonna be a democracy. And we're gonna ask the people on the street if they want that street to be one way. And if the majority of people want it to be one way, we're gonna turn it into a one-way street. Are you okay with that, Chief?
Yes.
Okay.
And just so you know, when, a couple months ago, me and, we talked about that, and I talked to Mr. Sabasas about it, then I sat out there myself periodically for half-hour intervals, and in front of me, nobody made the right-hand turn. This is the first I'm hearing about this.
I'm not doubting that it happens.
Yeah,
I'm not doubting it.
I'm not either.
But I mean,
Even
but,
getting out of the car, moving the cones to make the right-hand turn.
so, once again, the cones are illegally put out there. Now, you can't obstruct traffic. So doing that actually is illegal also, so we could charge the person for that. Putting the one-way signs out there is also illegal. But I believe in democracy. Your neighbors,
Then the dispensary put the one-way sign up, because it's right there, one
no,
way.
the dispensary by our planning board resolution had to put a no right turn sign up. The fact that the customers are not following the law he takes some responsibility, he tries to make people understand that. But people in this community, Chuck, throughout this town, we just heard of people driving over Railroad Avenue. Or can't even believe they drive over the bike path to get there, you know?
Well, then who put the one-way sign? It's a regulation one-way sign.
Wasn't us, because if we do it, we have to have a public hearing, and it has to be done by this group up here. They have to do it, the representative democracy part of it. They have to vote on it, and then I have to sign it for it to happen, so it takes at least a few months. But I think, Chuck, the answer is, you're the only one coming here, but I appreciate you coming here. But your neighbors have a say also.
That are all involved.
Your neighbors have a say, and I have no problem with those neighbors. It's their neighborhood. I want to hear from
We
them.
already know one of the neighbors.
Once again, I need everybody. Every single one has to respond to me to tell me what to do, us to do. And I'll propose it to council and make it a one-way street. And that may not end it. But what it will do is, the officers will know that anybody going down that street will be going the wrong way. But let's be clear. We have a street right out here, First Avenue, that people make the wrong turn all the time. Our police department can't sit there 24 hours a day looking for people to make those left-hand turns. If they catch them, we're as proactive as we can be, but we can't be, right? We can't run out at people, run down the street to try to get their license. We do our best. Call 911. I think the chief is correct, because then it identifies the problem.
We do what he did. The other day, we went at it with a guy. He works there and still
We don't want you to
made a
do that.
right-hand
We don't
turn.
want you to engage. We want you to use our services. Call 911.
Or call me, and I'll go speak to Mr. Sabasas about his
But
employee.
if we know it's an employee.
Yeah, if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, there can't be, you got signs all over. When you come to that stop, you got signs all over the place. You got people where it's 4 arrows facing Clemens Bridge Road. 2 big signs, do not enter. You still have cars going in there to go to the dispensary.
Chuck?
And the thing is, I have a question, why can't they do something? I went in, there's a camera. They got a security guy that's an ex-cop. Why can't, he sees them coming in the wrong way. The thing is, the wrong way, all he has to do is go 10 more yards and he go in the right way. Why can't they say something?
Chuck, if the world was perfect, we wouldn't have police officers and lawyers. I can't answer these questions, why people do what they do. Police officers, what did I say?
And lawyers.
And lawyers.
I mean, they made it that way because of the fact,
All right, Chuck.
you know, people leaving the drive-through and people coming in that way, you're gonna have a head-on crash. I'm waiting for that.
I'm sorry, I should be calling you Mr. Gerber. Thank you, Mr.
Call
Gerber.
me Chuck, all right.
No, thank you, Mr. Gerber, but we appreciate your opinion, and it's been heard.
Now, the big one, who pays for those lights outside of the smoke shop that light up on the telephone poles? I heard we do.
We do not. So lights that are they're called unmetered light fixtures. The property owner solicits the electric company and they pay a monthly fee for that. You want to answer that?
When we talked about it before, I told you this, I went out again myself. I told them to call PSE&G. I also got myself on the phone with a high-ranking PSE&G person who sent a truck out there to turn them down more. Maybe it wasn't as far enough for you, but they did turn them down.
They could be turned down like this, but it lights up the whole neighborhood on Plaza. It lights up all St. Clair. I challenge you all to come to my house at 10 o'clock at night and see how bright it is. I mean, it is, I can read a newspaper, it's so bright.
I even asked the owner, I walked the property, I went in the back, and I asked the owner to make sure that that light in the back that's closer to your house is shut off after
The only thing, real thing is, the washing place, their lights go out at 11 o'clock. That's great. There's a light on the dispensary. Goes right through my kitchen, lights up my kitchen, right into the house. We got people that are using blackout shades. That's a disgrace that they have to use blackout shades because it's so bright.
Well, the cannabis store came into the planning board, those lights would have been,
They should be on the site plan.
they're on the site plan and they would have been aiming down. We could look into that again.
That one light, right there where...
Could you take a photo?
Right to that road.
Could you take a photo and email it to us?
My neighbor took photos and it's so bright you can't even tell.
All right. We will have
And
someone.
he was gonna give them to me, but he didn't.
We'll have someone take a look at it.
Come to my house, knock on the door. I want to make sure you're seeing what I'm seeing. I mean, I can read the newspaper, I can play cornhole, it's so bright, at 10 o'clock at night.
Okay.
And you can see all the lights on Plaza, across the street from me, and down St. Clair. They're
You
so
look at
bright,
it.
it's
There are
unreal.
rules, and remember, both property owners have the right to have lights too. So we don't go to your house and tell you to turn your lights off. Now, we do agree with you that the lights should not be projecting onto your property, and there are ordinances against that. So if they're in violation of an ordinance, we will look into it.
Well, it's the smoke shop.
We will go and look at it again. I know the chief, he's very diligent. He goes and talks to anybody we ask him to talk to.
I enjoy having a campfire, sitting around a campfire. My yard, you can't sit around a campfire. You got to sit in a straight line, looking out to the road, because if you were around it, you'd be blinded by these lights.
All right. Thank you, Chuck.
I mean, it is bright, and it's wrong.
I'll be at your house after this meeting.
Hey, if it's dark out, not a problem.
I'll be there.
I'll make sure Tim across the street's with me. Thank you.
Can I say something?
Sure.
No, you should get
Oh, yeah, please. You can come back
the
after.
person who hasn't spoken.
Something real quick.
No, we're gonna have the person who hasn't spoken yet, and then we'll go
And
back.
then come back around.
We're gonna go to the person who hasn't spoken yet, and then we'll come back to you.
And a lot of dollars tonight.
Nick Massanova, near Runnemede, West goes with, a couple months ago, you talked about the field house
Yeah.
and giving the permission to the RY. I'm on no by means speaking on behalf of the RY, I'm just curious on, are you filing a resolution giving them permission to take money? Because there is an ordinance like, on the field house?
So we had a meeting with the RY leadership, and we made it very clear that the ordinance does not need to change, because it says in the ordinance that the RY can use the field house. We only collect money from somebody who's not affiliated with the RY. We have also designated the RY to manage that property for us, because the borough does not have the ability to manage that property. They are supposed to do fair share with both the girls and the boys teams and let them use it. If they decide that a night is available, that they could rent it out to someone, we require insurance from that person, but yet they can raise the money. So if they have tournaments on the fields, they can raise the money as long as we have insurance that protects the borough. So our only real concern is protecting the borough, that no one's using it improperly and that they don't have insurance. But we are entrusting RY, who has been entrusted for decades to run those facilities. They've always ran the facilities. The only thing that's different is the borough has been investing in the facilities. We never had a field house before. You know, the Harry Williams building, we actually pay somebody to open and close it. But the field house, you know, it's not much. It's just a small building. We allow them to have the codes and manage it and use it. Do you have a concern that you want to address?
I was just curious because you said originally the RY was arguing over money and we weren't. We were arguing over.
So the only thing I could say about that is that the individuals who make up the organization had, I think, some misunderstandings within themselves about how things should be done. Our position is just to be supportive. You know, Richie's the liaison, but we're not here to say what teams play on what fields, who goes in there at what time, or anything to that effect. We just want it to be used as much as possible by the kids of this community. Now, if they decide to use travel teams and things like that, we're using their discretion. They can decide as a group how that field should be used. You know, if a men's league wants to come in and the field's not being used, and the men's league's going to contribute towards the youth athletics, we support that 100%.
Okay. The other thing was that there was, before that, it was collection of monies in other towns using the field house without submitting any.
No, and that's, you're 100%, but that's not our fault because we didn't know that. So we have to rely on the leadership of the organizations to help us, you know, do this. And if there's a concern, we want to hear it. But the borough, unless we're going to invest in having a full-time recreation person to manage, collect the money and all that kind of stuff, I think the RY has done a great job over all these decades. We've had highs and lows, but right now I think we're on a good high right now. They're doing very well, and we're here to support them.
The only reason I'm bringing it up is earlier in today's meeting you said, you know, you want to play by the rules and follow the rules. And that's
Yes.
actually about the resolution.
So the ordinance, if you read the ordinance again, it basically says that the RY is exempt.
Okay.
So the only time that the clerk would collect any money is if, say, an outside organization came to the borough
Correct.
and said, I want to rent this building that night, and the borough decided to do that, we supersede everyone.
Sure.
And if you know, we have our Halloween event there.
Yes.
We might do a rabies clinic there or something like that with the county. But that's the only time we would ever take any money. And then this board also has the right to waive that fee if we wanted to not charge somebody to use things like that. The women's club rents our building sometimes and stuff like that. But what you're talking about is leadership in the RY. Third-party organizations came in. The RY collected money. We have nothing against that. But we do want to protect the borough that these organizations come in, have insurance. But we're under the impression, like you talk about travel teams, I think 100% of travel teams have insurance or they wouldn't be allowed in any league. Anybody who's affiliated with the Little League Baseball has Little League insurance, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, same thing with girls softball and things like that. So these organizations are pretty good. Even the men's leagues, I don't think we've had any problems with any of these different leagues.
And then the one weekend, they used it for a men's softball tournament, they have to provide that insurance certificate on
Yeah.
behalf of Joyce before they use the field before it's approved.
But remember, we want to go with athletics to have as much money as possible. That's why we don't charge them anything. We can't charge them, and they're part of us.
Also, another question was about you're doing construction at the RY on the 9th?
Yeah, so we had received some money because of drainage issues there. And so we received about 70-some thousand dollars, so we're putting in some of our own money to do some drainage to try to, where the
Are you starting on the 9th?
No.
Oh, okay.
yeah, and that's something that's great. If you want to go back to your group and make sure, we can always coordinate when this contractor, now, we give a lot of leeway to contractors, because we're trying to work with their schedule.
I was a little concerned, we have a home derby like 3 days later than that. That's why I was concerned.
We're not starting right away yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
All right.
We'll try to coordinate as best as possible.
We'll give you plenty of time.
That's
appreciate
just,
it.
that's just the pre-construction meeting
Right.
that day.
Yeah, but even at the pre-construction meeting, we can talk about the youth athletics. If you give us dates, that would help us out a
I'll
lot
let them know.
if we know what's going on.
I appreciate it.
Between the police department and the clerk's office, that'd be great.
Thank you for your time.
We did discuss that.
Nick Bassino.
Nick Bussino,
Yes.
we did discuss that.
We did, but I noted there's a lot of leadership. There's different teams, different coaches. They might not all disseminate down to every single person. Was anybody else wishing to speak? Did you want to come back up, sir? Oh, please.
Hi, my name's Kelly Fisher. I live on West First Ave here. So I wanted to speak a little bit about something like Ed said about the cars that come up there. I don't know when the last time any of you have been on the bike trail. I see plain view of the bike trail because my kitchen window is right out there. I see everything that goes on. Yes, there is vehicles that ride on there. I get every kind of character you could think of on the bike trail. I have 19 grandkids. They all live local to me, and they're over my house every weekend. So if you ever look down my street or any of the officers are down my street, they see all my kids are there and my grandkids. The bottom line is the characters that go on the bike trail, they can see right in my property. I don't have a privacy fence or anything like that. There's only a few houses on the bike trail that literally is low enough that it's equal with the bike trail, which I'm fine with that. I bought it like that.
The bike trail is elevated, they can stand, yes.
Correct. You guys did a great job when I was here a few years ago trying to get it cleaned up, and they did a great job. You dug out the drainage, it looks great. The problem that I have right now is, what can I do to try to help get money raised for a camera, a legit camera on top of the pole that's right there so you can see it. If you look at all the other entrances to go onto the bike trail, they don't have a wide entrance like us. For example, you go down the bike trail.
Let me stop you. Do you think the wide entrance allows for vehicles?
Yes.
So it sounds like what we need to really do is maybe put more bollards up to stop that. As for unsavory characters, that's a little more difficult
That's a
for
little,
us.
but I'm kind of like getting to the point of my story why I am asking to maybe try to get a camera, and I'll do whatever I got to do to raise money for it, because there's a pole there that the camera could sit up on. You could see if you need to get licensed, if the car gets up there, or, for example, how many times have the cops been out on my street? In the last year, I can tell you right now, at least 15. At least 15.
Because of the bike path.
Because there's a lot of things that happen off the bike path. We've had, Runnemede's been broken in numerous times. My neighbor has been broken, his truck's been broken into. The reason why I feel like my house isn't really touched much is because I envy this man who has all the lights. I would love to have those lights. My house is like the White House, and I can tell you, I have every light on 24 hours.
So no one's coming by your property.
Yes. But did I have, just a few weeks ago, the same person that broke into Runnymede? Yes, 9 o'clock at night, we see it on the cameras. We literally were just going to bed. He was right under my window, which I could deal with that. But what I'm trying to say is if I have that area where there's so much traffic, and you can go back and look and see how many times cops have been called out there for whether there's drug traffic or break-ins, it's a lot there, a lot. And it's such an easy way in and out because it's the darkest part of the bike trail.
But we did add some lights years ago. Didn't Chief Daly, he really pushed us to put a few more lights out there.
It's not as light up as you think. Now, when I leave my lights on, you can see from my property line, like from front to back, onto the bike trail. You can see anybody who walks there. And we do check the cameras a lot because if there's any activity, somebody in the street had something broken into or something was going on, we see the people in the camera.
Well, I will say that we're obviously very interested in keeping people off the bike trail with vehicles. So the bollards, I think, is a quick solution, kind of sectioning it a little bit. I think the chief would say that we have started to put cameras up around the community. It does get a little tricky, you know, where we put them, how we put them, but it is a public area. We wouldn't want to shine on your property or anything like that.
Oh, I don't care if you.
But no. We usually only have cameras on our own public areas.
Right.
And we can talk about that. It is the future. Obviously, like we said, an officer can't be everywhere, but you are right. We could go back and review the cameras and see what's going on.
Right, so what would you like me to do to try to get money raised to get that camera?
You don't have to do anything. You already pay property taxes. If you want to put a 6-foot fence up, I would love that to keep yourself some privacy. And if you want to help us plant some trees to give yourself some more privacy,
Again.
we would love to help out with that.
If you have some trees, you bring them over to me and I'll put them right on my fence line and let them start growing.
Well, you know
I'll
what?
plant them myself.
Mr. Wilson has
Drop
10
them off
trees
and
down
I'll
there.
go.
Looking for a place to put
He's
them.
looking for a few trees because we were supposed to put them up on 2nd Avenue, but there wasn't enough room. I think.
Oh, I can find you room right on,
When we did 2nd, we were supposed to plant some trees. So we have some maples. And they
I'll
would be
take
nice.
whatever tree you have.
Well, you can
right
talk
there.
about that.
Block it.
I think the bollards and the trees and stuff like that, but we'll talk about cameras throughout the community. We've been working harder on more cameras to protect our assets too, as well as everyone in town. But it gets a little tricky.
I get that, but the only thing I'm asking for you, can you please do your research, find out how many times the borough, the people who are breaking in stuff right here on this main street, and tell me if I'm wrong, how many times it is.
No, I've had my own property broken into in Gloucester Township. And so Black Horse Pike, you're right, along these roads, it can be tough.
Right.
It's a major access. Now, the only good thing we'll tell you is we do have a lot of good cameras around the Borough Hall. And between us and Gloucester Township, we work and the state police, we work well because our cameras do catch people on the
Right,
highway.
we all have cameras on our street. Every single one of my neighbors, every single one, including the house that somebody just bought across the way from us. We all have cameras, but I would like a really good one so you guys can see it and you can get better pictures of the people that are making these problems on the bike trail.
That's definitely something to think about that would help
Okay.
our officers.
All right, so I guess you're going to think about it, or are you going to try to?
So the bollards, I think, will happen. I can't say when.
Okay.
The trees or some type of stuff can happen, but like our engineer said, this is a tough time to plant. It's kind of hot and things like that, so we might wait till the spring.
Oh, I have enough kids that can help plant.
To water, okay.
And water it. I just got the 100-foot.
So here's how our budget works, just so you know. Everything we're spending now, we approved at the beginning, basically at the beginning of the year.
Okay.
So for us to budget money, it would be a 2026 money. So unless we have money that's available for certain things, it's usually a year process for us to do stuff. So just be prepared, it might take us a year.
But if I did a fundraiser and I get it, will you put it up?
We'll talk about it. Well, you know, because we typically wouldn't do that. We wouldn't take money from people.
But I'm worried about my safety.
Yeah, it's not that type of an item. It's not that type of an item.
It's not that one.
The camera's not the same as maybe donating towards the youth athletics or donating to the, the police department for something.
Okay, but I'm trying to keep my community safe.
I know, we appreciate that. We'll think about that one. I'll talk to the chief and see what he thinks about how we can do this. And maybe you could talk a little bit afterwards. Okay?
All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
Mayor, I have a question.
Yeah.
You want mine, I'm sorry?
The electric company.
you want me to?
Having a problem with break-ins because you didn't put any more lighting on that?
Well, that's what I think, if you remember, when Chief Daly was here, we had a bunch of, you guys remember better than me. We added a few lights on the bike path a few years ago, but we have to have a pole.
There's a pole.
Yeah, if there's a
two
pole,
poles. There's 2 poles.
we can,
They're not bright enough. They're not bright enough.
They're not bright enough, and the one pole that I'm talking about where the light could go, that's pretty bright. But there's another pole over here, that light is definite.
so let me just tell you, what the gentleman was saying about brightness. We have a, see this balance? We have to, too bright, we're gonna get yelled at. Not bright enough.
I can tell you right now, my neighbors won't say a word. Let me tell you why.
I understand that now.
My light shines into their yard. They know how I am.
Yeah, but we also follow, like I said, the PSC&G, we are trying to make lights that are supposed to be, there's a certain type of light that we've been replacing.
Well, the lights that we have that now you see when they go on, it's not real bright.
Okay, we'll take a
And I
look.
get that. I mean.
But we gotta
I'm
keep
not
these cars
asking
off
to
first. I
make
think that's a
it
priority.
As bright as
Yeah.
anything.
Okay.
I could care less even about more lights, I'd like to have the camera.
Okay.
That's where I'm.
Okay, thank you. I think what we need to look at is first, second, I think we need to look at everyone. I know you did some work with that drainage. We'll have to go look. And maybe people are cutting across, well, we're hearing it.
It's wider, you got it, if you looked at the bike trail, I just want to say one thing.
Yeah.
There are a couple of the houses on the bike trail. If you look how wide mine is, it's like this.
Wow.
To get up onto the bike trail. Everybody else, one house has a white privacy fence that goes straight across. Nobody can get.
Well, they own that land, it's kind of ironic.
That's fine,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Well, we could put something up.
But
Maybe not
what about-
ours, maybe it could be even the Jersey barracks.
For example, where Ed grew up at, where you grew up at, can you get up there with the car? Absolutely not. Get up there with a bicycle.
No,
Or a
people go up
person.
there with cars.
Huh?
People go up there with cars.
Get up there with cars, but that's a little bit more narrow than my side.
We'll look at all the dead end streets. I think that's the only fair way to do it. We'll look at them all.
Perfect, thank you.
All right, thank you. Anyone else to say anything?
I'm back. I do have a question.
Yes.
The residents in Runnemede has to pay a permit to have a yard sale, correct?
Correct.
What did the dispensary pay for their April 20th big party for 3 days?
Was it a yard sale?
Huh?
Was it a yard sale?
They were selling stuff.
No, a yard sale is very specific. It's for residential properties, if someone wants to do it. The only reason we make that is so the police know what's going on, and we also don't want people putting a bunch of trash out. That there's a logic to that.
So they didn't have to have a permit for their big party they
On their
had.
property. It's
3
just like,
days.
it's just like if Walmart has a sale, we don't regulate those kind of things unless they needed a permit for something.
That's not fair to the residents that live there when they got all kinds of bands.
It's commercial property.
Using it for a commercial purpose.
It is a permitted use. If you recall, it was not a use variance. That's a permitted use, which means it is commercial property allowed to be used for commercial activities. A home is not allowed to do commercial activities unless they come to us and get a.
Well, then how come they don't have commercial trash pickup? Runnemede picks their trash up.
Well, once again, if it gets to a certain amount of trash, we would require that. But if it's under a certain amount, in your property taxes, we do not discriminate against anybody. We pick up trash for everyone in the community, even the apartments.
What's a certain amount?
My building is about 8 yards a week, so it's over 10 cans, I think it is. 10 cans. Okay, is there anybody else wishing to speak?
Real quick, when I was on the zoning board, Runnemede Toyota wanted their driveway built, okay, next to their building, it was all grass.
Yeah.
The residents on, I don't know that street on the side, but they were complaining about their lights shining on their backyard.
Okay.
What they did was, I guess, put a different light bulb in, or lumens, whatever the hell you call it.
They did something.
Yeah, that's all they did was tone it down a little bit. But it also gave people a visual of their backyard, too. They didn't have to put their own spotlights up. But I remember that's what happened. And then I'm going to let you go. One more. Is it possible at 3rd and the Pike to put one of those blocks painted in the street at the light there? Southbound side of Black Horse Pike, cars coming block 3rd Avenue when the light turns green. And you just sit there and then.
It's a state highway. We have really.
Okay.
We have no say.
Go through the state.
Yeah, and they'll never do it, so.
I know, believe me, I know. Okay.
Thank you. All right.
I appreciate it.
All right, seeing no one else, is there a motion to close the public portion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Murray, second by Mr. Farrell. All in favor? All right, the public portion is closed. Is there a motion to adjourn? Motion by Mr. White, is there a second? Second by Mr. Sapiro, all in favor? Adjourned at 8:09.